Hey there. Welcome back to Q.U.B.E. Director's Cut. In the last episode, Commander Novak was becoming increasingly worried that we may have lost our memory, saying that it could compromise the mission. So she decided to try and jog our memory, and she does this by giving us some details about our main character's past. We learn that he's married, lives in Colorado Springs, and has no children. However, we didn't learn his name. After that, we got another brief call from 919. Who told us that this is all a test. We'll find out more about this later on, but for right now, we're just going to be moving on from Sector 3 to Sector 4. So in the next room, we have another new mechanic. This isn't a difficult mechanic by any means, but it can get a bit messy later on. So if we drop a ball here, you'll notice that it's white instead of green. Our goal here is to get the ball through these colored fields, which will color the ball and allow it to pass through these other colored fields. And we just have to do this a few more times for the other colors. It's pretty simple right now, but once some other elements are added, then it will, of course, become more complex. Now I just need to time this right. There we go. We aren't going to get a story moment just yet, but there is something up ahead that I want to show you. Alright, you see this little jumping puzzle? You see this? Watch this. Whoa, dude! Okay, but what I actually want to show you is over here, which is different from the path that we're supposed to take. Throughout this game, it is possible to find some secret puzzles. They don't really serve a purpose, but I'll show you what this one is about. Basically, you're supposed to manipulate the cubes to match this picture on the window here. All you really get for completing this is a jingle that's like, "Hooray, you did it!" and then you get an achievement. So we are not going to be doing these secret puzzles. Okay, here's where it starts to get a bit messy. Well, maybe messy isn't the right word to use, but it is really easy to screw up while doing this. Watch as I unintentionally demonstrate. Yeah. Maybe it's just me, but I can never seem to do these puzzles flawlessly, even though I know how to do them. Alright, come on. Come on. No. This time. Come on. Alright, one down and two to go. Let's see. These should be easy. Well, there goes my brain. I thought I was well rested this morning, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're gonna get a story moment here.
I'm back in range. Fingers crossed. Look, Mission Control think that if you have lost your memory, me just giving you little details about yourself won't be enough to spark anything. They want me to read something more specific. Something very personal to you. So, I want you to know, I'm only reading this because you wrote it to yourself. It was 3 p.m. on a Sunday. You were upstairs at home. A teenage boy broke into your house. He thought you were away on vacation. You went downstairs with your gun. You shot him in your living room. Only he wasn't trying to rob you. He was passing by and saw a fire in your kitchen. He broke in to try and put it out. He was young and stupid, and probably should have thought of a better solution. But you assumed the worst. You assumed the very worst, and you shot him. He was paralyzed from the neck down. He died 7 years later, alone, at night, in Penrose St. Francis Hospital. I'm orbiting out. I hope that helped you. Fingers crossed.
So that was a lot to take in. Our character wrote a letter to himself about something very personal to him, so the fact that he chose that event kinda says a lot about his character. These walls look like they're breathing. I want to talk more about that letter, but for right now we have to move on. Here we have the same mechanic as before, but now we have to mix colors. So let's see if I can do this without screwing up. Okay, there is green, and now we're going to do purple. Or, I guess, magenta in this case. Okay, I just needed to do that. And finally, we're going to move on to orange. Ooh, nice. Alright, well that went much better than expected. And we are finished with Sector 4. Okay, we need to talk about that letter. Our character knew that if he lost his memory, he would have to tell himself something important to spark his memory. Knowing this, he chose the incident with the teenage boy. He was young, stupid, and probably should have thought of a better solution. He's trying to justify his actions to himself. The way he sees it, he didn't just kill an intruder. He injured somebody who had absolutely no ill intentions and left them to suffer. He's clearly seeing himself as a bad person, even going as far as adopting the persona to an extent, even though it wasn't anybody's fault that it happened. When he was told to write about something important to himself, he chose this because he has let it become a defining part of his life. So now we know that our character is generally a pessimist. He doesn't really have faith in the possibility of good. Okay, with that, stay tuned for the next episode of Q.U.B.E. Director's Cut. Have a good day.